This is a little bit of a strange story. A couple months before we lost David Berman, he sent me an email where he asked me to write a song, and he told me the title of the song. He said he wanted the song to be called "I Want to Do Something Illegal with Amy Rose Spiegel," and he sent me a bunch of ideas for what sort of illegal things him and Amy Rose Spiegel would do in the song. Turns out she's a young writer. She writes about like youth and sex and progressive things of that nature. And they had gone on one date together a couple of years ago, and he just thought she was cool. And he worried that his song was going to sound like it was just complaining about petty laws, because he gave me a list of like interesting small crimes that they could commit together. But he didn't want it to be anything like an innuendo. He just wanted it to be like an innocent thing where they would just be committing petty crimes together. But then he didn't want to sound like a libertarian, so he was like, maybe I don't want to make a song about complaining about petty laws. So I was like, well, why don't we mix in some big crimes and little crimes? And but then the song just didn't get written. I was too busy, and then David Berman was gone, and then the next day I was like, I gotta write that song. So then I wrote the song, and here's the song. I want a world where I get to see what all doomed lovers saw. I want a world where love and sex and beauty are the only law. Cause there's a girl I met named Amy Rose, and I never said it, but I guess she knows that I just wanna hold her hand and do something illegal with Amy Rose Spiegel. We wouldn't be rapey or murdery, maybe just auto-thefty or arsony. I'd even settle for a wild romantic act of harmless petty larceny. We could sow a swath of anarchy from Maine to Amarillo, or just go bowling in our street shoes and tear the tags off of a pillow. Cause there's a girl I met named Amy Rose, and I never said it, but I guess she knows that I just wanna be her friend and do something illegal with Amy Rose Spiegel. She'd love that I'm like twice her age, she'd love that I'm so obscure. She's so free and I'm just me, and we'd rock culture to its core. We'd go Bonnie and Clyde style, and we'd go crashing and burn style. Or at least I could be her lookout if she needs to jump a turnstile. We could rob banks hand in hand, then jump the Mexican border, or at least pay for a sandwich slipping in a Canadian quarter. She'd text poetic esoterics and know I'd understood it. I'd say next let's shoplift topless, she'd say no cause where'd we put it. And there's a girl I met named Amy Rose, and I never said it, but I bet she knows that I just want to be her friend and do something illegal with Amy Rose Spiegel. She's so revolutionary, literate, and bright, and I'm a darkness-addled piece of shit, but I'm basically alright. And I get dreamy, steamy thrills of corrupting a minor. When I'd pay for one bottomless cup of coffee, we'd share 2 ways at the diner. If this is midlife crisis, let's get middle-aged medieval. Cause I just wanna do something everybody knows would be illegal with Amy Rose Spiegel. I want a world where I get to see what all doomed lovers saw. I want a world where love and sex and beauty are the only law. I want a world in which hot 20-something urbanite pansexuals love the Bermans and the other sad old Jewy intellectuals. Cause there was a girl he met named Amy Rose, and it had no promise, I suppose, but something in her eyes had some bad influence on him, and all that certain women and certain guys can do is something criminal.